the absolute value is the distance from 0. So it's, although it is always a positive number, but I think the way that they say it makes it sound like you're only looking to the right of 0, so that positive infinity. That's the way that I understand it when I read that option of always positive numbers. The second one, negative numbers becoming positive, that's kind of true, but it's not the best definition, okay? Numbers on the number line, that's just terrible. Every number is a number on the number line. So horrible one, horrible one. Distance from 0 is the best option. We got a 63% accuracy on that one. So most of us got that one. So distance from, that's why I always say absolute value is the distance from 0, because it's very important that we know that it is really just the distance from 0. So the next one, now I think your questions are all shuffled, so I don't know which one this is, if it's really number 2. It's number 2 on my list, so that's what I'm going with. So we have 2x plus 9, the absolute value of that equals 15. Now, I don't have to do anything to it. It's already in that absolute value. And we're gonna go, I think the next question, Maren, will answer your question that you just asked. So this case, I have a positive 15, I can keep working. Now remember, I had the 2 different ways. I have Ms. Perdomo's way and I have the book way. So Ms. Perdomo's way is the 2x plus 9 equals 15. And then the negative 2x plus 9 equals 15. And the textbook is 2x plus 9 equals 15. And 2x plus 9 equals negative 15. Okay. Now in first period, someone told me, Miss, I like the books way better. That's fine. I'm not going to get offended. It's whatever's easier for you. That's what I really care about. So this is the textbook. And the pink is my way. So I'm going to do the textbook version first because I think it's a little bit faster to go through, because all I have to do to both of them is just subtract by 9 to both sides. So that gives me 2x equals, what's 15 minus 9? 6. And then I have 2x equals, now this is negative 15 minus 9. So that's the same as saying 15 plus 9, but I keep my negative sign. So what is that? What's 15 plus 9?
24.
24. I shouldn't have done this so close to the edge, but whatever, we're fine. Now I divide both sides by 2. Same thing on the other equation. And that gives me x is equal to 3 and x is equal to negative 12. Yes? So far so good? So that's the textbook's way. If you prefer to do my way, this one is the same as the textbook, right? I still subtract 9 to both sides. I still get 2x equals 6. So these 2 equations match. So that's why I kind of go through that one quickly, because they're the same thing. I already did it once. I'm not going to waste too much time doing the whole steps again. Now the second one, that's where we differ. In my case, my positive 2x becomes a negative 2x, and my positive 9 is now a negative 9. Remember, negative and a positive equal a negative, okay? Equal 15. Now I add 9. So that gives me a 2x equals 15 plus 9. We already said it in the other one, only in this case it stays positive. So it's 24. And then I divide, but this time by a negative 2. So 24 divided by negative 2 gives me what?
Negative 12.
Negative 12. We see how I got the same answer? So again, you guys maybe don't remember this, or because of the whole quarantine thing, you kind of forgot how to do it and you're not sure which way you want to do it. You can pick either one. I'm always going to be more comfortable with my way because that's the way I learned for years and years and years. I can see that the textbook might be easier, but it would take me extra effort to think to do it that way, right? Just like with the inverses. So you pick whichever way you want. You guys are still early on that you can pick the way that's easier for you and stick to it, okay? But like I've always told you, there's multiple ways to get to the answer in math, and you have to find the one that works best for you, okay? You're gonna get the same answer no matter what, as you can see, okay? We're good with this one? All right, I'm gonna move to the next one. That's gonna answer Marin's confusion. So it is the absolute value of 6 minus 2f equals -5. So this case is no solution, okay? I don't have anything else that I can do to this side to maybe try and get rid of that negative number. Once I have it as just an absolute value equals a negative, I'm done. There's no solution here. So whatever this absolute value is in the middle, if it equals a negative number, no solution. Does that make more sense, Marin? I'm assuming, you know, I hate when they do the thumbs up. There we go. Okay, I figured it was Marin. Because it just shows up on my screen at the bottom that someone says thumbs up. It doesn't tell me who. So I was like, I'm pretty sure it's probably Marin. So A for Marin today. All right, the next one. Next one is pretty easy. It is -6x equals 30. So this one, again, I'm going to do both ways so you guys see. Now, if I'm taking the absolute value of -6x, what is my actual equation going to be? Think about it. If I have a negative inside the absolute value, what happens?
It becomes positive because there can't be a negative.
It becomes a positive 6x, okay? Again, I do positive 6x equals 30, and then my way, the negative 6x equals 30. If I'm doing it the textbook's way, 6x equals 30, and 6x equals -30. So this one is pretty straightforward, right? There's only one thing I have to do, and that's divide by 6. So I divide everything by 6. I'm going to do all the equations in one because, except for this one. This one becomes a -6x equals 30, and then I divide it by -6. So that's the only one that's a little bit different. But the other ones are all the same, right? X equals, what 30 divided by 6 is?
5.
5. 30 divided by -6 is just going to be a -5. And then again, 30 divided by 6, 5. -30 divided by 6 is also -5. So my final answer, x equals 5 and -5. Yes? You get it? It makes, so the absolute value, we should all, I mean, from what I can see, we're all pretty good at solving for x when we have an equation. It's just a little bit different now with the absolute values. So with the absolute values, you have to do that extra equation. But otherwise, the steps are all still the same. Instead of thinking of just moving around to get my x by itself, I'm moving around to get my entire absolute value by itself. Okay. So the next one is, we did not do so good on this one, is the absolute value of x plus 9 equals -5. Marin, what is the answer?
There's no solution.
There is no solution. It equals a -5. So there is no solution. I don't have to do anything else. Once I see that it's the absolute value equaling a negative number, I'm done. All done. I think it also messes you guys up when you see it and it's it looks like, you know, you should have to solve something, but you don't because it's a negative. Now the next one is the absolute value of x minus 3 equals 0. So how many solutions should I have here based on my notes from yesterday? If we remember the notes from yesterday. 2, 1, 0. All right, well, we're gonna figure it out now. So we have, once again, I need to change the color. I'm gonna do mine in blue.
Wait, I may be wrong, but wouldn't it be 1 because you can only 3 minus, okay, that's what I figured.
So we have x minus 3 equals 0, a negative x minus 3 equals 0, and then the textbook way, which is x minus 3 equals 0. 0 is neither positive or negative, so I can't do anything with that. So it just stays as just one equation. So I'm going to just add 3 to both sides, x equals 3. Now doing my way, again, I add 3, x still equals 3. Here, my positive x now becomes a negative x. Negative and a negative equal a positive, and I'm there, okay? Now in this case, I'm going to subtract by 3. That gives me a negative x equals negative 3. Now remember, I can't have a negative x value, so I have to multiply everything by negative 1. And that gives me x equals positive 3. So we see still the same number for all 3. My final answer is just x equals 3. When you get one that is equal to 0 like that, you can just do it the one solution, right? They're going to be the exact same, right? I know when it comes to doing it with the 0, my way has 2 different equations, but you get the same answer. I would recommend that if you do it that way, if you do it my way, and you get the x equals 3, you can do the second way just to confirm, right? Just to check your own work, right? Because having 2 solutions equal the same thing, yes, Angie, yes. Having 2 things equal the same thing is better than just the one, okay? So moving on, we have yet another, I think this might be our last one because class is almost over. So we have absolute value of negative 2n plus 6 equals 16. So again, 2n plus 6 equals 16, and then a negative 2n plus 6 equals 16. And then the book way is both of them, just one is equal to positive 16, one is equal to a negative 16. So now I go ahead and my first step is to move the 6 over. I didn't write it in a different color. It's going to bother me. So there, that's better. Okay, so back to this. 16 plus 6 is going to equal what? Anyone? Not all at once, please. 16 plus 6. Okay, so I will do it. That's going to be 22. This becomes a negative 2n minus 6 equals 16. So I add 6. That's going to give me negative 2n equals, again, 22. Oh, I did it the wrong way. So you guys didn't even tell me. It's supposed to be minus 6. Which this one is now 10. This one is 22. Once again, divide by 2. And I get n equals 5. Divide by negative 2. N equals negative 11. Okay, so now when I do the book way, I subtract 6 to both sides. That gives me 2n equals 10. Divide by 2. N equals 5. Subtract 6 to both sides. 2n is equal to negative 22 divided by 2. And that gives me n is equal to negative 11. So again, the same answers. Where's that question? Okay. All right, so we're gonna stop for the day because we have like 5 minutes left. And I've